morning, grandchildren. This is something really neat today. It's a different type of book. This book is called Feathers. And you see, it's got this big goose on the front. The big goose. And if you open the book, there they are all flying. But you know what's neat? We're going to talk about the different feathers on birds. But you know what's right behind me? That's right. A big goose. And look at his wings. See how he flies? How neat is that? Granddaddy Michael made that. And he gave it to me so I can hang it here in my shop. He said, I'm sure there'll be somebody that will want to see that goose fly. All you have to do is touch his tummy. And he flaps his wings just like that. Isn't that a neat goose? He did a good job on it, didn't he? Well, let's look at this book about feathers then. We may come back and visit our friend the flying goose here in a moment. This is a feather from a ruby-throated hummingbird. You notice the hummingbird gets nectar from the flowers. They also eat mosquitoes and little bugs, but that's a color of a feather from him. Isn't it beautiful? That comes from his throat. Lots of feathers around his throat. Well, he looks angry. Look at that eye. But he's not. He's a happy bird. All right, this is an eastern bluebird. Look at that feather, how blue it is. It's amazing. And here he is landing on a branch, gonna eat some berries of some kind. That's a pretty bird, isn't it? He's not completely blue, but he has blue wings. Oh my, now this is a kookaburra. This is not a bird that we have here in America. These birds don't live here, but look at this feather. That looks like a tiger, doesn't it? Well, that's his tail feather, if you'll notice. He makes that funny sound. I can't even imagine what that must sound like. Have your mommy try to make that sound. You think she can? Maybe she can make that sound of a kookaburra. Oh, that's the northern cardinal. Now, we have cardinals here. We call them red birds, like the bluebird. And the male bird is bright red. And the female is kind of a dull reddish brown. But that's the feather from the male. Look how bright red it is and pretty. Looks like a happy bird. Grandpapa caught one of those one time with his bare hands. And they have a very strong bite. So be careful. This is a mallard. It is a duck. And this is one of the green feathers from the mallard. The mallard has green feathers in two places. He has them right back here around his tail and right here on his head. And that's the color of that feather, and that's the way it looks. Mallards don't actually quack. They just kind of make a little noise. The female mallards, they quack. They're brown though. This is a saw-whet owl. There's several different kinds of owls. And this is a saw-whet, and this is its feather. It's beautiful brown feather. Look at those big eyes. Do you know why God gave the owl such big eyes? Is it as big as Grandpapa's eyes? I don't think so. The reason that God gave the owl such big eyes is so it can see better in low light. So if you turn the lights down low, an owl can see better with those big eyes. This is an ostrich. Ostriches don't fly, but they still have feathers. And look at this big, long feather. Some of their feathers are long as Grandpapa's arms. They run very fast. Poof! An ostrich. That's right. So, our friend the goose, here it is, flying again. You can see it. He says goodbye and that he loves you. Sometime when you're in Grandpapa's honey barn, I'll let you make the goose fly, okay? I love you, bye-bye.